Today's video is one I am super excited about because I am kickstarting a brand new travel series here on my YouTube channel where I am going to bring to you in-depth guides to Ireland. For anyone who's new, hi, my name is Laura and I'm Irish, and I've spent the last year and a half travelling around my home country discovering some amazing hidden gems and the top tourist attractions, and I cannot wait to tell you all about them. Starting with today's video, which is day trips from Dublin. Before I begin, I just want to say that these day trips are in no particular order, so make sure you stay to the end of the video to make sure you find the day trip that's right for you. I thought it was only right to start this video with the top tourist attraction in Ireland, which is the famous Cliffs of Moher. The cliffs are visited by 1.5 million people each year and they soar 390 feet above sea level. The most popular way to visit the cliffs is via the visitor centre. This will cost you €10 per person, but it's the best way to see the cliffs without doing all too much walking. A budget-friendly way to see the cliffs is by walking from a small town called Dublin. The cliff walk will take you 2 hours, but it's completely free and beautiful. To see the cliffs from an alternative angle, consider starting from Howth's Head. This will cost €3 per car and it's a little hidden gem, so to speak. My favourite way to visit the cliffs is via boat. This experience will let you see the cliffs up close and personal and see them in all their glory. If you don't want to drive, don't worry, there are plenty of organised day trips that leave from Dublin City, drive to the cliffs and then drop you back to Dublin in just one day. I'll leave a link to those trips in the description down below so you can check them out. So the second place I recommend you visit on a day trip from Dublin is the beautiful Wicklow National Park. The most famous place in Wicklow is Glendalough. It's home to a historic monastery, 2 glacier lakes and the Spink Trail, which takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete and offers insane views of the entire valley. If you're looking for a little hidden gem in Wicklow, consider hiking around Crone Woods. There you will see an amazing view of Powerscourt Waterfall, which is Ireland's second highest waterfall. As you hike a little bit further into the trail, you'll come across Glensulin Valley. This is a little hidden gem and the perfect place to spend the day, especially when it's sunny. Another hike worth mentioning in Wicklow is Joust Mountain. This hike hosts some insane views of the iconic Guinness Lake. From the top of the hiking trail, you will be presented with 360 views of Wicklow and beyond. Once again, there is organised day trips that you can take if you don't want to drive to Wicklow yourself, and they are down in the description down below. The third place on our Dublin Day Trips list is none other than the beautiful Causeway Coast. Some of my favourite spots along the coastal route includes the beautiful Missenon Temple in County Derry. This is a great place to go for a stroll and take in the stunning coastal views. The most iconic spot along the Causeway Coast is of course the Giant's Causeway itself. The unique basalt columns were said to be created by 2 giants from Ireland and Scotland. If you want to know more about that, there is a blog post down in the description below. A little bit further down the coastline lies the Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge. However, crossing the bridge is not for the faint-hearted because it dangles 30 metres above sea level. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to give it a try. There are a few organised tours that you can take from Dublin City to the Causeway Coast, and they usually tick off those highlights like the Causeway, the Carrick-a-Reid Rope Bridge and a few Game of Thrones filming sites, which is really cool, and I definitely recommend doing this tour. Now before we dive into part 4 of the video, I wanted to introduce you to today's video sponsor, Swappie. Swappie is a European company who buys and sells refurbished iPhones. The reason I'm so excited about this collaboration is because 80% of my content, excluding aerial shots, are shot on my iPhone, or my old iPhone 11. I've teamed up with Swappie to have an iPhone 12 Pro in like new condition, and honestly, I wouldn't question if this phone came from Apple because the condition is perfect. Let me get a little bit closer to show you. There is not a single scratch. Like, amazing. I've been using the phone for the last few days and I am literally in love with the quality of the camera. They're environmental friendly because you're not purchasing a brand new phone. It's used, but it does come with a 12-month warranty, which gives you peace of mind. It comes with a lightning cable and a little pin to pop your SIM card in, and you also get a 14-day return policy. I am super happy with my Swappie phone and I am so excited to create more content on it. Okay, so now it's time to continue on with the video, and that is part 4, which is Blarney Castle and Gardens. It costs €18 to enter, but honestly it is completely worth it. The reason why Blarney Castle is so popular is because it's home to the Blarney Stone, which is said to give those who kiss it the gift of the gab. And believe me, it is so much harder than it looks. Once you're finished attempting to kiss the stone, you can explore the caves beneath the castle or the surrounding gardens and just check out the beautiful scenery. Once again, there's organised day tours available from Dublin, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. Before we jump into part 5, I just want to mention that I do have a detailed blog post on 21 plus day trips that you can take from Dublin if you do prefer to read or you want to find out some more day trips that didn't actually make it into this post. Part 5 on the list is Boyne Valley in County Meath. The reason why County Meath is such a good spot for a Dublin day trip is because it's just under an hour drive from the city. Some of my favourite spots in Meath include Trim Castle, which is the largest Anglo-Norman castle in Ireland, the Hill of Slane, which offers insanely beautiful views of the surrounding areas, and Newgrange, which is a prehistoric passage tomb which is said to be older than the pyramids. It's also a great spot at sunset. Part 6 on our day trips from Dublin is possibly one of my favourite places in the country, especially when it's raining, and that is Connemara. Now this is a little bit of a further drive, but it is definitely worth it if you do have the time because it is stunning. Connemara is home to some of Ireland's most beautiful beaches with the clearest waters. If you're going on a self-drive trip, I recommend visiting the iconic Kilmore Abbey, Sky Road, which is near a small town called Clifton, and Pine Island View for some epic scenery. I was actually quite surprised to find that they do have organised day tours from Dublin to Connemara, so if you're not looking to drive, that is always an option too. The next place I recommend visiting for those looking for a short day trip from Dublin is Howth. Howth is a beautiful place off the coast of County Dublin. It's common for locals to go here for a bite to eat and a stroll along the pier. Another popular thing to do in Howth is enjoy the beautiful views from the breathtaking cliff walk. It's also possible to enjoy Howth from a different perspective by going on a 1-hour boat journey underneath the cliffs. Howth is also a fantastic place to watch the sunset, particularly in Sutton. Part 8 of our day trips from Dublin is the beautiful seaside town of Bray. Bray is the perfect place to go for a day trip from Dublin because it's only a 40-minute dart ride from the city centre. It's common for those visiting Bray to hike up Bray Head, and while it is only a short hike of 30 minutes, it is quite strenuous in places, but the rewarding views from the top make the climb completely worth it. Another common thing to do in Bray is walk the Bray to Greystones Cliff Walk. This is a 15-kilometre cliff walk there and back, and it has insane views of Wicklow's coastline. The ninth place I recommend you visit is actually in County Wicklow and in Wicklow National Park, but I thought it deserved its own little mention because it is amazing and the views are insane, and that is the Great Sugarloaf. While the Sugarloaf isn't a full day trip from Dublin, it is only a 40-minute drive away and it's home to absolutely beautiful views. It takes about 40 minutes to reach the top, and honestly it can be quite steep in places, but once you get up the top you won't regret the climb. It's also breathtakingly beautiful at sunset. And last but not least, the final place I recommend you visit on a day trip from Dublin, and I'm just going to warn you, this one's a little bit of a tongue twister, is the beautiful Coumshingaun Lake. Now, Coumshingaun is not somewhere you typically hear mentioned when talking about day trips from Dublin, But with it only being a 2.5 hour drive from the city centre, it'd be a shame not to mention somewhere so beautiful on the list. The hike itself is not particularly easy, but the views make all the hard work completely worth it. Besides, you could even take a minute or two to chill by the lake before you head back to the car and take in the incredible scenery. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a big like, comment and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this kind of video format, because it is a new idea that I'm going to start running with. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!